KCAA.
I've got a lot to live for. I've got a lot to live for. I've got a lot to live for. Yeah. I've got a lot to live for. I am not done. As long as there is life in my lungs, it might be the darkest of nights, but the light will still come. Waiting for the day to break. This'll be the takeaway. Negativity, it can't stay by the break of day. Seeing shadowy shapes, those are small shades. The battle to be great, that's a small phase. Improve self-development, intelligent, and always whatever y'all say, yeah, rel ain't with. Yes, I've done things I'm not proud of, but how to keep it clean, learning foul love. Growing pains, the challenge for the child of the neglected and discarded and rejected, like it was ancient spawn and not a king.
Welcome to Tribe and Grit Radio, where we feel your spirit, strengthen your resolve, and empower your journey towards success. I'm Tyrone, your host and friend, here to bring you stories, strategies, and insights to help you build resilience and tap into your inner well-being. And because every great day deserves a great soundtrack, we'll keep the energy flowing with music that motivates and inspires. Joining me is my brother, Ulysses Valor from the UV Life Foundation.
Oh snap, that's me, yo.
Oh, yeah.
Happy Monday, y'all. What's going on?
Who brings boundless energy and a passion for helping others. So with that being said, let's rise and shine together so bright and make Tribe and Grit Radio your Monday night delight.
Yeah.
Let's get gritty.
Oh, let's get gritty.
Let's
Let's
get gritty.
go. Let's get gritty. What we talking about, yo? Happy Monday. How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. How was yours?
My weekend was fantastic, yo.
What happened? Anything exciting?
As a matter of fact, yes, I went down to Palm Springs.
Okay.
I attended a financial literacy course that was being held by Brother to Brother. And it was actually fantastic to hear how discipline concerning savings,
Okay.
managing one's spending habits will lead to success and wealth. So it was grand.
Okay. So you was able to add some value to yourself.
Yeah, because I picked up on some really great knowledge. And then after that, went down to the Civil Rights Institute of Inland Southern California in Riverside. They had a function. My man Ipiani had him a nice little function. Y'all know Ipiani. Shout out to Ipiani from Motivation Realizations. Y'all know exactly who my man is. He was out here, he was out there doing this thing. So it was beautiful this weekend.
Oh, that's great. Hey, before we move forward, I want to send a shout out to the guys who go before us from I Love San Bernardino, Yanni and Robert.
Yeah.
Got much love and respect for them.
Much
I want to
love.
thank them, and like I said last week, thank you for everything.
Man, 100%.
Hey, we gonna get into a couple things, but one of the things, there's a few things we're gonna talk about every week. One, we're gonna talk about N11 codes. We're gonna talk about the Black Seat. And today we'll have Mindful Masculinity Mondays with my brother Ulysses right here. We're gonna have the power of daily habits, and we'll talk about why love Lux.
Why love Lux?
Yeah, but right now let's go over the N11 codes. A lot of people don't know what N11 codes are.
Okay,
N11 codes are dialing codes in North America. They're service codes to just help us.
Okay, give me an example, please, good man.
Okay, there's about 7 or 8 N11 codes. First one is 211. 211.
211.
And basically, that's a community service and information code. You dial 211, you can look for things like housing, food assistance, and mental health resources.
You know what? I did not know that.
It's,
Like, for real, I didn't know that at all.
these
I didn't know that.
These are things I didn't know when I was a kid. And so you never know what somebody is going through in their lives and what they need to dial.
So 211 allows you to find, you said, home assistance. What else?
Food assistance, mental health resources, and also you can try to look for housing with them.
Look at that, 211.
211.
What's the 211?
Yep.
That's the 211. Look, that's the 211.
Another one is 311.
Okay.
This is non-emergency police and government services. And this is for, non-emergency stuff. If your cat is in the tree, people, don't call 911.
Got it.
So it's non-emergency stuff. You know, like if you see
Got it.
graffiti on a wall, if there's a big pothole on your street, that's what 311 for.
That makes more sense because I called 911
Don't do that.
one time when a pig was running down my block. I know it sounds super strange, yo, but I was having coffee on the porch, man, and this pig was running down my block, and I was just like, "Who do I call?" I know it's not the Ghostbusters, right? So I hit up 911, like, "Yo, there's a pig running down my block." The lady was like, "A what?" I was like, "Yeah, pig, yo." Like, who do I call? So 311 it is.
311.
Gotcha.
The other one is 411, and 411 been around. That's just the information code. You know, I was surprised it's still around, but you dial 411, you can say, "Hey, what's the number 2 Popeye's chicken on such and such corner?" And they'll tell you that number. Remember that one?
So that's like the first OK Google.
You know it? Yes.
Yeah.
And then we move on to 511. That's for travel and transportation. So if you're going to Vegas, you're going on a long trip, you can find out how the roads are for your direction on your trip. You just dial 511.
Oh, that's dope. So you mean it'll tell me if there's construction on a certain
Right.
highway.
Or if it's even closed. Information, man. Information stuff. I know.
Information is key.
And then we got 611. That's for if you have a cell phone, you need to talk to your cell phone provider. You dial 611 for customer service and stuff like that. That's primarily for all cell phones. Dial 611. Then you got 711. That's to assist individuals with hearing problems like the deaf and hard of hearing. They use that, I think, TRS, Telecommunications Relay Service.
That's dope.
So that's for them.
I've never heard of that.
This next one is very important because this next one is about one of our sponsors, actually.
Okay.
This next one is 811.
Okay, 811.
If you don't know what 811 is to call Dig Alert.
Okay.
And the reason why this ties into one of our sponsors is called Ground Vision.
Okay.
Ground Vision is a utility locating and CCTV inspection company.
Shout out to Ground Vision.
So if you need some utilities located in your backyard, front yard, or you need 811 assistance and you don't know how that runs, you can call Ground Vision and they will take care of your 811 assistance. And they will locate any utilities you have or any pipes. They can inspect them with cameras. Their number is 951-399-5425. Again, that's 951-399-5425. And the last N11 code is, I'm sure y'all know what that one is. That's the most important code of them all, probably. Ding, 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 ding. 911.
I was going to say 1011, but that didn't make any sense. Nah, go ahead.
911. We all know what 911 is. That's
right.
That's a very serious N11 code. That's to call the police. That's to call the fire department. That's to call the ambulance. That means you need assistance immediately.
Just not when there's a pig running down the block.
No,
Call 311.
Call 311.
Man, that pig was fat, yo. It was crazy.
A
It
pig.
was a pig, yo. Then it took a little poo right there in the corner and it started eating it. I didn't know pigs actually did that. Like, I heard about it, but then when I seen it, I was like, yo, I'm not eating bacon.
You know
I'm
what?
not eating bacon anymore.
Let me ask you this. Before I move on to the next one, what ended up happening with that pig?
I have no idea.
Oh, wait, you didn't check on the pig?
No, not at all. I have no idea.
Okay, well, hopefully that pig is okay. Hopefully. All right, we gonna change tunes a little bit.
All right, let's go.
We gonna talk. This next one is called The Black Seat.
In the black seat. I'm in the black seat right now.
You know, I am too.
Wearing black.
But this is a special black seat.
Okay.
This black seat, because well, you know this, I provide private transportation.
Tell them.
And so when I do, the great thing about doing what I do with private transportation is I get to have conversations with people that I don't know,
Right.
but these are actually some of the greatest conversations I've ever had.
Interesting, aren't they?
Very interesting because people, when they don't know you, they tend to be a little bit more vulnerable, and they tend to want to talk about things. But in the black seat today, our topic is going to be life's blind spots. Life's blind spots.
Okay.
Now, when you're riding in a car
Yep.
There's blind spots everywhere. When you coming towards the intersection, there's blind spots.
Yeah.
But you know what's the crazy thing? Life is the same way. Life can be just like a car, and sometimes you can't see all these blind spots.
Okay.
You can't see all these curveballs that life will throw you. And so, with that being said, part of Tribe and Grit and UV Light is to let people know that when you get to these blind spots, guess what? It's okay. That's why we got mirrors. It's a reason for mirrors. And always, we understand that those mirrors don't always show all the angles.
Right.
But one thing you got to remember in life is trust the process.
Right.
Trust the process. But anything you want to say about when you hear blind spots and how it correlates and it goes with driving in life?
I had to ponder on that just a little bit. I wanted to hear one of these interesting stories about being in a black seat. What somebody hit you off with?
So, one of the interesting stories is, I'll tell you a great story. I met a gentleman who he used to work for ESPN. I won't say his name.
Okay.
He worked for ESPN, and he was let go by ESPN. He had did 20 years at ESPN. And I met him, he contacted me through what I do, and he had to, what I call, reinvent himself. And one of the powers about reinventing yourself is no matter where you are in life, no matter how low you are, no matter the situation, all he did was lose his job. He was okay. But he still had to figure out a way to reinvent himself. And so what he did was he turned himself into, he is what you call, he creates people. He creates images now.
Okay.
And his name was John. And he's the one who talked to me about life's blind spots.
Okay.
And so that's what I wanted to convey to people, that, when you're going through things and things are not right in your life, you can't give up. You have to be open to the process and just trust it. And don't be obsessed. Take your time and reevaluate situations, because it's not going to always be like you want it. But guess what? If you trust the process and you doing what's right, like you say, if you're doing what's right, your vibe will attract your tribe.
100.
And then guess what? You're going to slide right through that intersection.
So then now I have a question with that, and then I'll answer your question.
What's that?
Blind spots wouldn't necessarily always be something negative then.
No.
Because something positive could come out of the blind spot based on seeds sown previously, right? So something can be right there in your blind spot that's growing and going with you that might actually be beneficial.
Oh yeah, a blind spot doesn't have to always be something negative. A blind spot could be something as simple as you got a flat on the freeway, and and then from that flat, you could have met somebody who helped you with that flat. And just depending on who that person you meet, they can turn your life around. And if it wasn't for that flat tire, guess what? You never would have met that person.
Right.
So, that's what we call life's blind spots.
Gotcha.
Always keep it moving. But yeah, life is like that. It's just like a car. You never know what's going to come in your direction, but just be prepared.
Okay.
Since we coming up on 8:20.
Let's go. What we got?
This is
In
what
the
we
black seat.
No, we gonna be done with the black seat.
No more in the black seat?
No more in the black seat.
Come on, man. It's all about the black seat.
You know what?
I want more interesting stories.
You know what we gonna move on to?
Talk to me.
Since we not gonna play no music for another 10 minutes, we're gonna go with the power of daily habits.
Man, I was waiting for that one.
The power of daily habits.
I love daily habits.
And you know what? Daily habits are what shape us all. I want people to think about this. We start off in life with the simplest daily habit. As a child, typically, the first thing we learn to do is walk. And we learn how to brush our teeth. And we learn how to wash our face. Those are some of the things that we are groomed as a child. And from there, we create bigger and better habits. But let's talk about some of the daily habits. Let's talk about something as simple as exercising.
Okay.
That's something I know you do. You like to
Regularly.
get a lot of. What do you get from that daily habit, real quick?
Okay, so my daily habit of exercise allows me to have a clear head because I, as most people do, I find myself being stressed with daily situations and circumstances, and having a positive way to release said stress is always a good way to go. So being able to do that allows me to have a clear head. It relieves and releases a lot of stress, and it brings about a lot of creativity at the same time. And I like to habit stack. So while I'm in the gym working out, I'll be listening to a Spanish audio giving me certain phrases. So, I mean, so many different things can come out of that for me.
Yeah. One of my things for one of the habits that I have now is I write down either the night before, normally the night before, I write down exactly what I have to do the very next day.
Okay.
And it helps me to stay on point. One of the most powerful things that a man told me a long time ago is making sure that your time is being accounted for and you're not
Right.
wasting time. So I'm very meticulous about time. If we're going to meet at 8:30, I'll be there at 8:30. But guess what? If I know I'm 5 minutes late, I'm letting you know.
Right.
Because I feel like time is everything. And especially when you get to a certain age, you like, you know what? My time is more valuable now.
Right. And to expound upon what you said from this perspective, time isn't ever wasted. Time is always invested. Right. It's just that the time that is invested isn't yielding the fruit that most people say that they want, without realizing that it's the time they're investing in the opposite of what it is that they say they desire. So the time really isn't wasted. It's just being spent in things that aren't fruitful toward their purpose.
Sound like they're wasting their time to me. So, hey, people, at the end of the day, your time is valuable.
100%.
Your time is valuable. Make use of your time. Put that in one of your daily habits. Daily habits are very, very important, and daily habits will get you, and they will help you get to areas in your life that you're trying to get to. If you want to be successful, you have to have positive daily habits. Whatever you're trying to do, implement daily habits in your schedule and in your time, and watch how more successful you could be at whatever it is you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, agreed.
So we're going to get into some music.
Okay.
I don't know what song is going to be played, but I know I'm going to enjoy it. It's probably a song I've heard before.
We're going to do Street Dwellers.
Are we doing Street Dwellers?
We're going to do Street Dwellers.
Okay, before we get into Street Dwellers, do me a favor. Tell them real quick where it came from. How did you come up with the name Street Dwellers?
Okay, so Street Dwellers is somewhat of a story concerning my life. It comes from the experience that I have sleeping on concrete and being homeless and experiencing a lot of homelessness throughout my life. So seeing a lot of what's taking place now in this country and how it has become even more prevalent, I understand that. So this is somewhat of an anthem to those who are in the streets to let them know that your life will definitely be whatever you want it to be. And it really is all on you.
Sound good to me.
Street Dwellers.
I come from these streets where it's hard to eat. Rolling Stone lifestyle, I lived in back seats. Hotels, motels, slumlord apartments. I lived in garages, slept by the garbage. This before my teens, it all seems like a distant dream. Things didn't shine a sheen, more like a grime than bling. Man, who's behind this theme? Welcome to the mind of king, grinding for the finer things. Now I have a designer team, I never stopped or gave up. Out the mud I climbed to clean, I'm a different type of wealthy. I'm not rocking diamond rings, I take my bread and break it up. Status quo, I shake it up. You fall like leaves, I break you up. Help you bake and cake you up, invest it all. Time, energy, spirit, soul, the best for y'all. nothing less than all. Always grinding hard and hardly rest at all. 6 days I'm on and one for rest I'm off. I crawled from nothing, walked to something, then I stepped up boss. This is for the street dwellers, dwelling, creep with heat, them felons, belling, yelling, let's eat. And the peeps without shoes on their feet, concrete sheets and cold dead blankets. Take it from me, life is what you make it. This is for the street dwellers, dwelling, creep with heat, them felons, belling, yelling, let's eat. And the peeps without shoes on their feet, concrete sheets and cold dead blankets. Take it from me, life is what you make it. You become what you think about, so what you thinking about? If it's underhanded and grimy, blimey, the creep comes out. If it's adding value to others kindly, then peace seeps out. You can't hide what's inside, the out reflects the inner. Breakfast, brunch, lunch, and dinner, you all what you consume, and this goes farther than just food. It started in the womb. Your mind is your garden, do no gardening with gloom. And plant a different seed if all your harvesting is doom. Use your noggin if the root is rotten, you've got the fruit that looms. If there's a problem with what you've got, then the job for you is to prune. True or not, 1:59, 2 o'clock is doing soon. Then take heed to these knowledge rhymes being dropped and get in tune. It's all energy and frequency, attracting what you're lacking. Your practice actions will frequently be what only people see. And me, from gutter to greatness, you can love it or hate this. If it's love, then I duck with you. If it's hate, then I'm ducking you. This is for the street dwellers, dwelling, creep with heat, them felons, belling, yelling, let's eat. And the peeps without shoes on their feet, concrete sheets and cold dead blankets. Take it from me, life is what you make it. This is for the street dwellers, dwelling, creep with heat, them felons, belling, yelling, let's eat. And the peeps without shoes on their feet, concrete sheets and cold dead blankets. Take it from me, life is what you make it. What you make it, what you make it, what you make it, what you make it. Yeah.
Yep. We back.
Yep. Here we back. Okay. Having a good time. Hey, I love that. I like that song, Street Dwellers.
Appreciate it.
I like that. I really
appreciate
do.
that, yo. This is for the street dwellers, dwelling, creep with heat, them felons, belling, yelling.
So far we went over the N11 codes.
Yep.
We talked about the black seed and, you know, the blind spot. And, you know, watch that blind spot in your life because it's going to come. Just be prepared. And like he said, sometimes the blind spot can be something positive.
It could be.
Yeah, it don't have to necessarily be a negative experience. A
Not
blind
always.
spot can turn into a positive experience.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but yeah, moving forward.
Let's move forward. What you got for me?
Today, every show we will have what we call Mindful Masculinity Mondays.
Yeah.
Mindful. You know what? I just thought about something, because I want to be, you know. Anybody know what the score is of the Monday Night Football game? Who played tonight? Come on, Eric. You got to figure that out for me. I got Eric back there.
Look, instantly.
Yeah. Raiders lost against the Falcons.
Raiders lost against the Falcons?
Yeah, and then the Vikings beat the Bears.
Vikings beat the Bears. real quick. So my favorite team is the Denver Broncos. I'm not going to lie. We okay. You said the Raiders lost. I know people not going to like this, but thank you. I am, you know, they in my division, so I'm a Raider hater, so I have no problem saying that. I'm a Denver Bronco fan. So, yeah, ups to my Broncos, my Bronco fans out there. Want to give a shout out to y'all. Yes, I said that. Go Denver Broncos, baby. All right. All right. Thank you, Eric, for that update. And by the way, Eric is amazing at what he do back there, y'all. He's our
palm trees in progress. What up? Yeah.
He's our engineer back there.
Appreciate it, guys.
Great dude, and good at what he do. Before I move forward, I want to say this: we got VG up in here. VG is taking photos.
VGX Life, yeah.
You can check him out. VGX Life. That's his Instagram. He's taking some photos. He does music. He does a little bit of everything, but he will be back. And we gonna sneak his face in here so y'all can see his face. We gonna figure out how to get him up in here.
I mean, you might as well just come in real fast.
Just
come in real fast. Come in.
Everybody.
Just let them know what time it is. Yeah, we in here. Bing, breaking stuff and all of that, running into things. Look, he came into the door like boom, 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 breaking stuff. Yeah.
But back to Mindful Masculinity Mondays. This is one of the more serious topics that we talk about. This is something that we take very serious. We like to have fun up here, but also, it's a time to get serious and give some real critical advice to everybody, but especially our men out there. So Mindful Masculinity Mondays, I'm not going to introduce it. This is content that my co-host and my partner right here, Ulysses, has created.
That's me.
I met him a few months ago, and the vibe was so real. And when he introduced this to me, I was like, man, that's some great stuff you got right there.
Appreciate it.
And so with this idea, we're spreading it to schools and rec centers and YMCAs and boys and girls clubs. We're going to have it everywhere. But yeah, let's get into Mindful Masculinity Mondays, and let's talk about where did this come from real quick before we get
all the way into it.
Yeah, and we're not going to give it all to you. This is going to be every Monday, but we're going to give you a little bit, and we're going to, trust me, it's going to be worth it because it's going to give you value.
Okay, so doing some personal development, I would come across a lot of information concerning the suicide rate for our young boys and our men being on the rise, and it was actually 4 to 5 times higher than it was for the young girls and the women. And at the time, I was currently working in a warehouse, and one of those ads came up talking about if you hear something or if you suffered a loss due to suicide, like reach out. And it hit close to home when my mom gave me a ring. It was like, baby, I want you to hold your cousin in prayer because he just lost his son to self-strangulation. At that moment, I stopped doing everything that I was doing, and I began to look up information and resources and content that dealt with suicide prevention, mental health awareness, things that would lean more toward the mindfulness of being masculine, of being a man. And I really didn't find a lot of that material. I found tons of it for young girls and I found tons of it for women, but not that much for young boys and men. So that light bulb went off that there was a need here. So I wanted to fill that need and do the best that I possibly could. So I ended up leaving the job at the warehouse and went into the mental health arena. I did ABA therapy for a brief moment with Heredia Therapy Group. I did in-home after-school services working with a few children that had autism, and that gave me some hands-on experience with what was taking place in the community, especially with our young boys.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Appreciate it.
I was reading the content. Of course, I've read it all. I know you say there's 4 elements of mindful masculinity, and so let's hit our listeners and those who are able to view it, on screen. But let's hit our listeners with one of the first elements of mindful masculinity.
Okay, so what we like to call for the M4 mindful mission, these are the methods of masculinity, right? And the goal is to get away from the stale, stagnant, and stereotypical stigma that boys and men aren't well equipped in expressing themselves emotionally in a non-destructive way. That's the first thing.
Okay.
That's the main goal, is to get away from the fact that young boys and men have been given this stigma that we cannot express ourselves in a way that is non-destructive, and that's definitely not true. So that's the first one. But getting into step by step, we have number 1, cultivate a safe space for the unloading of emotional heaviness, mental discomfort, and thinking patterns of generational anguish.
Okay. So how did you come up with this? Like, when you talk about cultivating a safe space, because I get what you're saying, but for someone who, we might have a listener, just say he's 10 or 12 years old, how will we explain this to him? Because we want to reach the masses. We want to reach, of course, adults will understand, but there could be a 10 or 12-year-old listening to this station. How will we explain that to him?
The cultivate a safe space?
Yeah.
With the suicide rate being as high as it is for our young boys, and it's starting as early as 10 years old, cultivate a safe space is what I believe is what's missing.
Okay.
And it's what's being sought after and what they are yearning for, and they're not receiving it, right? They don't have that safe space. So the M4 method of mindful masculinity, when we bring together the young boys and the men in general, is to let them know that where they are safe.
Okay. Cultivate a safe space for the unloading of emotional heaviness, mental discomfort, and the thinking patterns of generational anguish.
Right, because for a lot of young men out there, when we begin to express ourselves, we're typically told to shut up, stop complaining, stop crying.
Be a big boy.
Be a big boy, this, that, and the other, right? So that's why we are burdened down with a lot of emotional heaviness, because to a large degree, we're told to shut up, stop talking, be tough.
And we want our young men, but especially our young boys, to understand that it's okay to cry.
Right.
It's okay to cry. It's okay to be sad about something.
I heard something that made a lot of sense. The statement was, crying doesn't make you weak. Since birth, crying has always meant you're alive.
It does, because crying means you're breathing.
Right. That's the first thing you want to hear from a baby when the baby is born.
You want to hear the crying.
You want to hear the baby crying, because the baby doesn't cry. The first thing you think is, man, something's wrong.
Right.
Right. So crying is proof of life.
Let's talk about the second element.
All right. So the second element is we are going to introduce and influence the use of mindful techniques that promote and produce the willingness of self-control and calmness.
Okay, let's break that down. Let's break that down for our listeners. Let's please break that down. Remember, we got to break this down because we want to what Tribe and Grit Radio wants to do, along with UV Light, is we want to truly have an impact on somebody's life.
Okay, so apologies.
No.
Okay, I got you.
So tell me about that second one.
Okay, so to introduce and influence the use of mindful techniques, similar to what you were saying about the daily habits.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Teach a daily habit and how to structure. So to be more productive, we can teach time blocking, where the person themselves will take a certain amount of time to accomplish a task, removing all distractions. That's the only reason why I and you have been able to amass what we have thus far, by removing the distractions and staying focused on the task that we truly want to accomplish. So being able to teach that mindful technique of, let's say, time blocking, right? The good habits.
I understand. I totally get it. It is very important to teach our young ones the daily habits. Like we talked about earlier in the earlier segment, the power of daily habits. It's crazy how all this ties in, because if you think about it, if you're going through something and you need some help, that's when you can call the number, the 211 or the 311.
Right.
So
Or the 811.
No, 811's for digging, man. Digging.
Oh, that's right. What about for the pigs?
For the pig,
It was 311.
yeah, for the pig it's
Right.
311.
Yeah, bro, it's 311.
311. All right,
Rennie.
let's go over one more. We're not gonna give them all the elements, because this is something we're gonna talk about every Monday. But let's talk about the third element real quick before we move away from the M4.
All right, so what we're going to do with the third one is convert all mind energies into expressions of self-appreciation, self-improvement, family stabilization, and community enhancement.
Wow.
Pretty much we guide and instruct them on how to be model citizens.
And how is this through classes or is
Yeah,
it
through the M4
books?
course, absolutely.
Okay.
We have the journals that are aligned with the course that will touch on the type of virtues that they will acquire throughout these sessions, such as temperance or consideration or worthiness.
So there will be classes and workshops.
Absolutely.
And I'm only asking you this because I already know the answers to this. I already know the answers, but our listeners know. No, there will be an M4 workshop. Me and my brother right here, Ulysses, are working with the Civil Rights Institute and
Southern California and Riverside.
Southern California and Riverside. We've had a workshop maybe about a month ago, but we will be having a workshop for the young men and older men if they want to come. And so when that date comes, we will be announcing it here on the radio. We ask that you bring the young men who just need whatever it is they need. Just bring them, because this will be great content, and it also will help them add value to their life.
Also, one more plug. We do have actually our first elementary school out of San Bernardino. It is Urbita Elementary School, and they have taken on the M4 content. They are the first school to go ahead and pilot this content for their students. I met with them last week, met with some of the students, let them hear some of the content I had, the music. They were excited to have someone like me, right, on campus with them. So shout out to Urbita Elementary School for taking on the M4 content for their students, yo.
Big shout out to that school.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say the school again. What's the name of it?
Urbita Elementary.
Arbutus Elementary. Hey,
Yeah.
I want to send a big shout out to Arbutus Elementary. We reached out to a couple elementary schools about bringing some of this positive content, and we haven't heard back. But you know what? I want to thank Arbutus Elementary for accepting that content, being open to it,
Yep.
and
Because rejection is only redirection.
and that's all we gonna do.
That's
you
it.
close the door, I'm just gonna open up another one and
That's it, that's
figure
it.
it out.
Yeah.
So you know what? Thank you for that. Like I said,
Yeah.
the M4 content will be here every Monday, what we call Mindful Masculinity Mondays.
Man, let me hit them with this one quote right here. It says, persistence, concentration of effort, and definiteness of purpose are the major sources of all achievement. Napoleon Hill.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Say that again.
Yeah. Oh, one more time.
One more time.
Persistence, concentration of effort, and definiteness of purpose are the major sources of all achievement. Napoleon Hill.
I hope you guys heard that.
Yeah.
All right. So now,
Hit him with it.
hit them with it.
Hit him with it.
We're going to move on to why
Why?
love Lux.
Why love Lux? Why you gotta love the Lux?
Why love Lux?
Or is it Lux full of love?
Well, I mean, it could be a lot of things. But
could, huh?
why love Lux? And you
Why
know
love
what's-
Lux?
You know what's crazy?
I would like to know why.
I'm about ready to tell you why.
Because I never heard of Love Lux until I heard of Love Lux. And I was like, what the Love Lux?
The crazy part about this is I closed out my note. You know what's good about this though?
So what, no Love Lux?
No, we still gonna have Love Lux. Love Lux is a business that creates experiences.
Okay.
Let me say it like that. Love Lux creates experiences. So
What kind of experiences?
And so when I talk about experiences, it's experience for someone you truly cares about. Experiences for your partner.
Okay.
Whoever your partner may be. And so when I talk about Love Lux, I'm not talking about your typical experiences like, did you get, your partner or whoever that may be, did you get them flowers?
Right.
Or did you
Some candy.
Yeah, not those type of experiences. Love Lux creates extravagant experiences.
Okay.
And so when you're a person looking to create something that's just out of the norm,
Okay.
you should call Love Lux. They create the getaways. Love Lux will plan your vacation. They'll plan your trip as far as air travel if you want them to book the air travel.
Okay.
Love Lux will book your hotel for you if you
Okay.
want them to book the hotel. Love Lux will also book where you're going to eat. They will book your whole experience.
Oh, they take care of the entire itinerary.
The entire itinerary. You just tell them where you want to go, what time you want to be there, and how long. You give them all that information,
Yeah.
and they take care of it.
Oh, so I love Lux.
Hey, I'm telling you. So that's why Love Lux. That's why.
That's why. Because you will love the Lux.
Hey,
I get it. I get it. You're going to love the Lux. It's the luxuriousness that they hit you with.
Right, and you can find them if you want to check out their website. It is LOVELUXILY.com. LOVELUXILY.com. And for a phone number, they can be reached at 951-704-3205. Again, that's 951-704-3205. So if you're looking for an extravagant experience, something that you're trying to plan for your partner that's out of the norm, call Love Lux.
Because they'll love the Lux out of you.
Whatever they do, they make it happen. They make it happen.
Love Lux, though. That's what's up.
So, what I wanted to do with our last 10 minutes, I had a note, and I don't want to do it no more. We got about 15? Oh, okay.
Running.
They said, you know what? Do we have a caller? Okay, just making sure. What we're gonna do right now is we just gonna chop it up, and we're gonna talk about some of the things that Tribe and Grit has in store coming up for the future.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about what UV Light has in store, and we're gonna give some shout outs to some people that what I told my brother here, Ulysses, are the steps to where we are right now. Remember I said the people that we met, those are the steps?
Absolutely.
So we met some amazing people, and those are what I call the steps to where we are today.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna give a shout out to a person that's one of my steps, and then you can shout out somebody.
Oh yeah, all day.
But one person I want to shout out that was one of the steps to where I'm at is, I'm trying to remember how to pronounce his name. He's a guy who did my website. He did my website. He doesn't even live out here in the United States. He lives in another country. He's in, I want to say, Italy.
Okay, that's what's up.
And his name is Abishai.
Let's get it.
And I want to give a
Big
shout
Ab.
out to Abishai. Hopefully I'm saying it right. If I'm not, I do apologize.
Big Ab.
But if you need a website, get at me, call the show. He's an amazing guy, but he's one of my steps, and I want to go further back. I could name a lot of people, but I want to go back to where Tribe and Grit and all of what I'm doing first started. So I'm going with Abishai out in Italy. Thanks for everything you've done for
Abishai.
Abishai, yeah. Thanks for everything. Who you want to put on the step right now? Who gave you a step?
Moms.
Yeah, that's a big step.
Moms, yo. Shout out to moms all day, because I told her, I said, Ma, listen, I know I'm doing this over here, but I feel like I'm being called to do this instead.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, baby, go for it. And I was like, man, good looking. You know, just that voice of, you got it, you know, coming from moms, because moms and I do have a beautiful relationship. So to hear that, man, just go for it, allow me to literally sit here with you, because that was that first step. That was that, go for it.
Yeah, I understand. It's great that you have your moms, and she was here to be one of your steps.
Yeah, first step.
The first step. I mean, that's probably the first step for all of us, because
First step.
we all know where we come from. You're
Right.
not on this world unless somebody gave birth to you.
Right.
So now let me say this. I'm gonna say shout out to all those who gave birth to somebody.
Right. Shout out to the moms.
Because
100%.
yeah, I mean, seriously, you gave a step to somebody to start something in life. Now, how they finish, that's on them.
Right.
But you were given that step.
All right, what's your second one?
My second step,
We stepping.
we stepping.
Yep.
Since you went moms, I'm gonna go hardcore.
Oh, snap.
I'm gonna go real hardcore with my step.
Oh, snap.
I'm gonna go wife.
Okay, get him.
I'm gonna go wife.
Yep.
And I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna say my wife was my biggest step. You know what my wife did? I'm gonna say this on air, and I ain't gonna say it no more. And I'm gonna tell you this story. I'm gonna say this on air because you give a shout out to people who really had an impact. So I used to be one of those people, and I don't know if I said this last week, but if I did, I'm saying it again, who had great ideas but didn't act on them.
Okay.
And just would say things.
Okay.
And you know what my wife said to me a couple years ago?
Hit me.
She says, yeah, you got all these great ideas, but you're not doing nothing. Stop talking about it and do something.
Yeah.
But the way she said it wasn't like that. She wasn't being rude.
Right.
But she was like, you got great ideas,
Do something.
but talking about it does not do anything.
Mm-hmm.
She says, and she looked me dead in my face. Do something. Do something. But the way she said it was like, not only do something, I know you can do this.
Right.
I have confidence in you.
Mm-hmm.
So when she said that, I felt a little punked.
Right.
Let me just say that. I
But
felt
motivated.
yeah, punked and motivated at the same time.
But motivated.
But I thought about it, and then actually, when I really thought about it and just dug deep into my soul,
All the way in.
I was like, why not?
Why not?
Why not?
And now look.
So shout out to the wife for punking me to take a step. But hey, thank you. Shout out to you, wifey. Your second step. You got another step. How much time we got? We
No,
got
still
10 minutes.
Okay, we solid though. We solid.
Okay. You got.
All right, shout out to, man, the Making Hope Happen Foundation and Uplift San Bernardino. Shout out to my girl Heather, and shout out to Nora Lee. Those two fantastic ladies have been humongous steps for me, connecting me with real decision makers and recognizing the value that I was able to bring to the table realistically with just pure enthusiasm.
Okay.
You know, just sincere, pure enthusiasm to get out here and make a difference, knowing what it's like to go through so many different things that a lot of young men go through. And without them, real talk, there are a lot of people I would not have been able to sit down with, connect with, even be here right now. So shout out to Making Hope Happen, Uplift San Bernardino, Heather and Nora Lee. Man, much love, much appreciated, forever.
Shout out to Heather. I will say I've met Heather, and Heather is an amazing person.
Fantastic.
She's amazing. So
Fantastic.
when he's giving a shout out to Heather, trust me, Heather, you deserve that shout out. You're an amazing person. You know who I'm gonna give a shout out to for a step?
Go.
I'm gonna go something different.
Go.
I'm gonna combine this in one step. The 3 first real jobs I had where I stayed at these jobs. I'm gonna say Thermador. Thermador. They made appliances and stuff like that. I wanna so that's a step. I wanna also say Crystal Stairs.
Okay,
Out in
okay.
Los Angeles. That was a major step. And I wanna say UtiliQuest Utility Locating Company. That was a major step. And the reason why I want to use all of those 3 businesses as a step for me, because even though I'm not employed by those businesses or companies no more, while there, I use my time. I made use of my time.
Right.
I believe that if you're going to work for somebody, no matter who you work for, while you there, use your time wisely.
Yeah, give it your all.
Right. So
Right.
while there, I was able to learn so much, and I'm not going to go into details of what I did there for those 3 jobs, but the things that I was able to learn from them, all 3 of them, I've been able to incorporate it in everyday life and move on and do my own thing.
Nice.
So I want to say thank you to Thermador. I want to say thank you to Crystal Stairs.
Yeah.
And I want to say thank you to UtiliQuest for hiring a brother like me and just giving me a chance to move
Right.
forward in my life.
Right. Well, shoot, since how you put 3 together, I'll put 2 together. I hope I don't forget anybody. If I do, I'm coming back Monday, so I don't forget y'all. I'll just watch this a few times and make sure I don't say the same person twice. I know I got you good looking. Definitely a shout out to Rolling Start out of San Bernardino and out in Victorville High Desert. Rolling Start. Man, Joanne, Lisa, Edith, man, so much love down there. Kaim Ben Yisrael, so much love down there. Without them, the first workshop would not have been held. A lot of this content wouldn't even be in printed format because they were the ones to ignite the idea of holding a workshop at their facility. So shout out to Rolling Start out there in San Bernardino, and also to the Civil Rights Institute of Inland Southern California down there in Riverside. Shout out to Sabrina, right? Much love, because
Oh, yeah, Sabrina.
that's home, yo. Like, that's home. I do a lot of volunteer hours down there, and beautiful place to be to learn much about the history of Southern California. So shout out to them for being huge and major steps, yo. Major steps.
Shout out to all those who he just mentioned. Hey, you guys are very important in the direction that we're moving, and we truly do understand, me and Ulysses, that without those steps, we're not here, and we mean that from the bottom of our hearts.
Right,
Trust
right,
me,
right.
we wouldn't be here. So,
Right. Shout out, yo. Sabrina, Audrey,
and
right?
and if I've missed anybody,
Robert, hit y'all up.
if I've missed anybody, I do apologize. But there's a lot of people who been involved in this process. But, I can't name them all. Just shout out to all you guys.
Yeah.
And you know who you are.
Yeah.
What we looking at, Eric? We got 5 minutes? Okay. So, you know what? This last 5 minutes, come on over here, VG.
Yeah. Yeah. Let them know. VGX Life.
VG.
My G, he in here. Yeah, VGX Life. This my guy right here.
Hey, we glad to have him. He does
Yeah.
some music. He does a little bit of everything. He's doing photography.
Let's get him on. No game.
But yeah, he's out here doing his thing. So he came up here and took some pictures. Might as well let him talk for a second because it's about adding value. He might say something you want to hear. What you got to
VGX
say?
Life.
Hey, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity, number one. I just want to, that's it, really, because the only reason I'm here right now is because of Ulysses, and he brought it through. He brought everything through, man, and he's making things happen. To see this guy where he started from the beginning to where he's at now, we were just talking about this. He's been making moves. We were just talking about all this in the car, right next to the car, and like saying, like, these are the steps, this is what I see, and now here we are in the radio station. Talking about the things that are happening right now. So what I got to say, honestly, is if you have a vision, if you have something you want to do, you keep going. You keep moving. You follow that vision and just keep moving forward with it. Don't stop. Don't ever give up. Don't never give up.
Let them know where they can find you.
Yeah, if you want to find me, I got 2 different pages. If you want pictures, music, anything, you can find me for the pictures at VGX Life on Instagram. If you want for the music, you can go for VGX 909. Again, VGX 909 for the music and VGX Life for the pictures.
You want to hit him off with the personal trainer or what? You know what I'm saying? Let them know.
Yes,
Let them know you
sir.
got all kind of talents. Let them know.
Yes, sir. Hey, personal training. Hey, if you need personal training too, I got you. Hit me up at the same one, VGX Life. I got you. I'll set you up whatever you need. I'm here to add value to anyone that comes into my life because that's all I've seen people do for me.
Let's get it.
And see, and that's what life is about, adding value. When you can add value to somebody's life, guess what? They don't mind messing with you. We gone in 3 minutes. They kicking us out in 3 minutes, y'all.
Look, we out of here real soon. I mean, you know what?
It's all
That's
good.
We made our time. We did it.
Hey, can we get another? Can we
This
get
episode
Can we get
2.
another 20 minutes? How do we get another 20 minutes?
episode 2.
Because we having fun up here. We can't get another 20, Eric?
Look, not right now. It's all good. He's like, you know what? I would too.
Well, that's fine. You know what?
That means it's time to wrap it up.
Man, just take him home. Just let him go home.
Well, that's fine. All I'm going to say is this. Until then, stay strong, stay bright, and keep your dreams in sight.
Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
And
That's
you
it.
You can
Yes,
send him
sir.
home with full range.
Wanted to show my full range.
I put 80 in the tank, doing 70 on the 60. 50 miles to get there, in 40 minutes I'm zippy. 30 cars deep, only 20 moving with me. 10 already made it. Apologies for my lateness, I was following my greatness. You can find me on the block, uplifting the nation. I rock with the faithless and the helpless, putting a roof over those that are shelterless. Raised by gypsy and hood thief and heathens. Fallen angels everywhere, low scheming demons. Right up in the middle of them, UV is beaming. Ulysses. Purpose found, focus driven, I know the vision. To work around the divisions that keep us in prison. Provide provisions for the people for thriving and living. Supply, don't hide, keep rising from giving. Kindred of man, extending the hand. I give you more than just prayer, fam. Here is a grand, plus a job, so you don't have to rob. Stick with this plan. I put you on until I'm gone, so I'ma do what I can. I wanted to show my full range. I wanted to show my full range. I wanted to show my full range. Big bro, he in these streets, dude, cool as a fan. The mice crawl on him at night, cause he snooze on the land. Different religious views will move through in the van. Only viewing for converts and not viewing the man. Some souls are they feet to be blacker than tall, or they sleeping far deep in the back of the car. The only light that shine brightest was trapped in the stars with no heat. They keep